Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football. We're calling it update show, but it's also um, and we're going to talk about tonight's Thursday night game between the Bills and the Buccaneers, and talk about what we expect and what I expect to see happen in tonight's game. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 8 trivia question. Who was the first Buffalo Bill elected into the NFL Hall of Fame? I'll have the answer later in the podcast. Well, it's Thursday Night Football Week 8, and we have a great AFC NFC matchup for you tonight. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills are battling it out right now at at Bills Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Uh, uh, and The Bucks are coming off a 16-13 win at the hands of the Atlanta Falcons last week, dealing with a dinged up knee and some soreness. Baker Mayfield appears to be good to go for tonight's game, and he is playing against the Bills tonight. Uh, Whether or not a healthy Buccaneers offense will be in place is the top talking point for Tampa Bay ahead of its Week 8 matchup against the host Buffalo Bills. And their defense is going to their offense will have to step it up to keep Buffalo's defense from scoring in this game, and they're going to have to really keep quarterback Josh Allen on his toes tonight. So I do expect to see that happening tonight, and so and I have a little preview here. Facing a short week and questions about Buffalo's sluggish offense and injury depleted defense. Bills coach Sean McDermott entrusted his players in believing they have been together long enough to know how to tackle adversity. Listen, we've shown that we know how to win, and we know how to figure things out, and we know how to develop players and find answers and solutions. Said McDermott said in preparing to host Tampa Bay on Thursday night. We're used to this. This is what we do, and the three defending AFC East champion Bills, who are 4-3, are suddenly in turmoil following a rush of injuries, sidelining three key defensive starters, and not getting help from a slow starting offense that's combined for 10 points in the first half, and losing its past three games. And the Bills are coming off a 29-25 loss last week at the hands of the New England Patriots, which was a bad loss for them. And the message was notably similar in Tampa Bay, and they are 3-3, which coach Todd Bowles said dismissed questions about the Bills' struggles by placing the emphasis on his Buccaneers to respond after dropping two straight and 3 of 4. I know that's what's going on in Buffalo. Exactly what we've got to worry about ourselves more than we worry about them, Bowles said. If we take care of ourselves, we will go up and play a good ball game. He added, "This is a tough group in there. They have each other's backs. The storylines are relatively short in a matchup between two non-conference opponents, and with Tampa Bay making just its third visit to Orchard Park in Buffalo, New York. That's where the game's being played. Orchard Park, Bill Stadium, whichever you want to call it, in franchise history. The one common denominator is how the outing represents a critical midseason test in determining which team can break out of its slump. and with much of the focus falling on the respective offenses, the Bucks Baker Mayfield led a attack. He has produced a combined 56 points and is averaging 277 yards per outing over its past four since getting off to a 2-0 start. Turnovers are an issue with Tampa Bay. And committing 6 over that span, including Mayfield throwing an interception at the Atlanta 26 with 3:46 left, and left in an eventual 16-13 loss to the Falcons last week. We're just close. I am getting tired of saying that, but it's the truth when you go back and watch it, Mayfield said. In Buffalo, Allen revealed he might be the reason behind Buffalo's slow starting offense and and uh, and consistently uh, elect electing to rein in his emotions and in a bid to be more on an even keel. On Tuesday, Allen acknowledged he might have gone a little too far in what he referred to as his low positive approach by saying, "Maybe I need to think a little bit less and play football." Uh, uh, whatever works best. Uh, uh, Safety Micah Hyde said in backing Allen. If he said that, then he must be working on that, and I would encourage him to accordingly, he said, before assessing Buffalo's inconsistent start. And what is it? Week 8, Hyde said. Still a very long season and a lot of ball to be played. We're confident in our abilities to go out there and stay together and get some wins. Mayfield and Allen were part of what was supposed to be a celebrated 2018 draft class and being 2 of the 5 quarterbacks selected in the first round. Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick by Cleveland, is now on his 4th team. Allen, whom the Bills traded up to select number 7, and Baltimore's Lamar Jackson, 32nd, are the only 2 still within their same team. I enjoyed the time we spent with him, and said McDermott of the pre-draft meetings, and as he and the Bills have with Mayfield. I've never obviously been on a team with him, but seems like a good leader. Now, at 77 yards per game, the Bucs are 29th in the NFL rushing after ranking last a year ago. They were limited to 73 yards on 20 carries last week, with 31 coming on Mayfield's longest run since his rookie season. We're a little bit too one-sided right now, one-dimensional. We have to do a much better job all around to make our running game go, receiver Chris Godwin said. It's not just the O-line, it's not just the running back, not the cause, it's all of us. The Bucs defense might be among the league leaders in takeaways, 13 fewest touchdowns and fewest touchdowns, 10, and points allowed, 17.3 per outing. The unit hasn't been nearly as good as in third down stops, 50%, and end of game situations. Last week, Tampa Bay tied the game with 45 seconds remaining, only to lose when the defense allowed a 39-yard pass reception, helping set up Younghoe's Young Ho Koo's 51-yard goal as time expired. You can't play great, then have a few games here or there to say if it could have been for this or would have been for that. Bowles said, "We can coach it better from a defensive coaching standpoint, and they can definitely play it better." In the past three outings, Buffalo has been outscored 30-10 in the first half, and is outscoring opponents 52-30 in the second half. The disparity is reflected in Allen's production over the span, and he's combined for 30 of 52 for 302 yards with a TD and two interceptions in the first half. In the second half, he's 43 of 59 for 488 yards with 7 touchdowns, 2 rushing, and an interception and fumbles. So the Bucks really have their work cut out, and Buffalo's got a lot of things that they need to work on for this in this game tonight. Uh, and right now it is it 17-10 Buffalo in the second quarter with 2 minutes to go until halftime. It's a second and third at the Tampa Bay 47. The Bucks have the ball. I'm going with Buffalo to get the win for tonight's game. And right now it's time to review the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football NFL trivia question. It's a Bills trivia question. Who is the first Buffalo Bill elected into the NFL Hall of Fame? If you said O.J. Simpson, you are correct. O.J. Simpson was the only player to ever rush for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game regular season NFL format. I will have the another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. But getting back to tonight's game, I really think it's going to be one of those games where the lead's going to go back and forth. The last play was a 1st and 10 at the Tampa Bay 40. Baker Mayfield's pass short right to, and then we just had another play, second and third. Rondre White, left tackle to the Tampa Bay 47 for no gain. And it's now a 3rd and 5 at the Tampa Bay 47 with 2 minutes to go and until halftime. So we'll see if Buffalo can hold down to get the win or if Tampa Bay can pull out the upset. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Sky Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame/update show. I'll be back with a postgame show once the game between the Bills and Bucks has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.